Hey everyone, it's Pepper, and we're doing some more video today. Um, so the last prompt I did a comic, and I wanted to do more of like a story-based theme image for this one, and I got the prompt from a friend of mine, for the Yule Cat, and so I had to do some research, had to do some, kind of that. Down below, I am leaving a link to kind of help for those who don't really truly understand what the Yule Cat is as far as mythology and from the lore of Iceland. It will be down in the description. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so jumping right in, I just want to say that I swatched everything already, and this week's colors were golden yellow ochre, Monte Carlo green, and old red number 1, which is a mixed red that I made with my handmade watercolors. It's a good balanced red. It's more of a neutral red, so I kind of can turn it cool and turn it warm based off of what I mixed it with. And it also reminds me of like some of the older reds that you see kind of like from way back when. I'm very much like I like the retro colors on some of the things that I grew up with, so that's where it all stems from. But anyways, I actually did this one, the sketching process for this one, kind of very quickly. After I watched the video that I have linked down below, and kind of got a good sense of what I needed to do for this this image specifically, I kind of just wanted to jump right in, got really excited, and I wanted it to be a very big image for this one because I don't know, I felt like working a little bit bigger. I have a portrait that I still need to get done. And the other thing I started with is I did a house. Yes, I did a house. I don't do very much architecture in these videos, and I kind of wanted to start kind of with a bang. For those who don't know or may not have actually heard me ever say this before, my father, grandfather, they were both in construction. So when I was growing up, I would actually steal the tools that you would need to build homes, basically on paper. My dad is a structural engineer, and my grandfather was pretty much carpentry and construction mainly. And so I would draw houses when I was a kid because, what are you going to do? Like, that's what you do when your parents are in an industry that they build homes for other people, and so I kind of did a lot of them. They weren't great. By no means, I'm not going to say that my actual drawings of buildings are the greatest, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to do better by a lot of standards, but anyway. I did a couple of different inking methods for this one. I just want to give you guys a heads up that I do heavy inks on this one. Just because, well, for starters, I kind of wanted the dimension, and that was the first thing. And the second thing, I kind of wanted this like thing where it was kind of all over the place as far as the texture goes, and I feel like I can get that with ink washes and a lot of other types of deals. This is the Yule Cat, so I kind of wanted to celebrate like the kind of the misfit aspect of this cat. And when I was looking into the lore, I found out that the cat's actually, if you know anything about the Yule lads, the Yule Cat is actually owned by them, and it explains so much when I was doing that. I heard of the Yule lads when I was a kid. Especially when my grandparents would like travel to other countries and stuff like that, but like I didn't like understand what the whole Yule Cat was. And like I highly recommend, if you want to know more information, please look at the video below, because I think that will give you a lot of information. And if you ever if you celebrate Yule, or if you want to just know more about the Yule Cat, that'd probably be the best idea. But anyways, let's get started describing what this type of house is. I think it's more of like what I envision a house the Yule Cat would actually be looking in. I kind of wanted like this really large window to line up with the Yule Cat's head, and that's what I started with to begin with. I did a lot of different types of things that I felt like I should have done with previous images, and I kind of just wanted to show like maybe there's light coming from the inside outside in a very direct manner, but like very crisp light, like kind of like shining directly at a specific point. And so I was setting that up, but then I realized I had 3 windows, so and a front porch. So that's where I started doing different types of artistic licenses with pens and all of this other stuff. The windows, which I still I forgot to set an actual like vantage point, and that's what kind of threw me off a little bit. So I had to go back and fix a little bit of it here and there. But I think I liked the way it turned out, because it's just, it's not supposed to be 100% on top of everything, and yeah. So I also pulled out this inking brush that I have had for a very long time. I need to get a new one, because when I originally had got this one, it was through the mail, and it was through one of like these like Inktober sets that everyone seems to get at least once in their life, and I'm no exception to this. However, this Inktober set, when I got the pen that came with it, it was great, it was wonderful, but when I looked at the paintbrush that came with it for the ink, or the ink brush, I couldn't believe that I was sent this, because everything was a little bit frayed and everything like that, so I just try to make the most of it. But I do a majority of like the ink washes with this pen, paintbrush. But you get the gist. Like I kind of wanted the house and everything. I didn't exactly want it one color. I wanted just kind of the wash effects of like ink just kind of like all over the place, to kind of show like something is weird about the house and everything like that. And then once I got all of that finished, I went ahead and started the cat, the Yule Cat. And looking in, like I said, right into that window, the inspiration for this Yule Cat face was literally my cat Nacho, which is no longer with us. He died earlier this year at the beginning of the pandemic, and I kind of wanted to honor, at least on how he looked when he was kind of grumpy and angry with us if we didn't do something that he wanted us to do. So that's where this image came from, kind of deal. He was also a floofy cat, very, very floofy cat, and by all the means of the description of the Yule Cat, depending on which description that you go off of, or where the description is coming from, he either has a collar or doesn't have a collar. He either has stripes or he is completely black. He's either a solid color of brown, or there's a lot of different variations of recounting, but the one main thing is he has like really piercing red eyes, for the most part of what I looked up, and then it was kind of confirmed in the video. Once I got him inked, though, I wanted to go straight into the ink washes to kind of like show where my light was going to be, and I already had the advantage of shining the light exactly where I wanted it to go, and everything like that. And so like this is basically me doing that. The one thing I wanted to emphasize is basically the light shining directly on him as he was looking in the window. For those of you, for most part, I do know, and I can probably explain a little bit about the video that that if you do watch it, it's it's a really good video. But for those of you who don't want to watch it, the Yule Cat basically is Murder Cat. He's a murder floof. He will, or she depending, you know what, they. I'm just going to leave it gender neutral, they. Basically go around and they eat primarily children who have not gotten gotten new clothes for Christmas, Christmas clothes. The video below goes into more detail of why this may be, and you know what? I will leave it like that. Now let's go ahead and jump. Yay! So yeah, in between this scene and I had to stop the video, and then I forgot to hit record when I was like doing the process. But basically, here's where I start adding the color. I wanted to start with the yellow coming from the window and kind of giving that the feel of all the light that I wanted to have included, doing the underpainting and everything like that. And then as far as the cat goes, I was kind of just going for a solid color for this. I didn't want to do too much, you know, I want to kind of give like more of like an authentic feel of what I wanted to have. I wanted to make sure that I got the house, and I wanted like more of a green hue for the house because I do put a green later on in the bottom corner by the house as well. And I also put red at the top of the house too, but like that's more of like the sky area. But mixing these three colors together, actually just the Monte Carlo green and the old red #1, was interesting in itself because like I didn't realize on how deep of a brown it could give me, but it's like more of like a muted neutral brown, which was great. I used kind of more of the green side, more of the Monte Carlo when I was painting the actual physical house walls, and main reason I didn't want yellow. I didn't want the golden yellow because it would be confusing from coming. The golden ochre yellow was coming from the light from the window, so I kind of just wanted to kind of not have it as the same. And as you can see, the ink wash did wonders for the underpainting. Like I said, I wanted kind of like a very nice texture. I wanted kind of a misty. I also wanted something of a misty kind of vibe and everything like that. So, yeah. Anyways, I did some highlights, and I did the eye very, very deep in red. Also, at the same time, I just want to point out there that I used DeLuca white, which basically, if you've never used white out for paint, it's a really good product that I actually use. This is not a paid sponsorship by them, but like I really do enjoy using it on these types of paintings because it helps. And also at the same time, they're great for whiskers on cats. Really good whisker makers. Anyway, with that said, this is where I'm going to stop the recording, and we should be good. Hey everyone. So yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry for the little bit of lag. I kind of just really talked out. I've been noticing that I've been pronouncing my words a little bit differently, so kind of still shaking some of the stuff that I have going on teeth-wise. But anyways, I'm hoping you enjoy your Yule if you celebrate. If not, you'll be doing Christmas at the end of the week, and if you don't celebrate either, happy holidays. And for those who you would like to see, this is the Yule Cat. Once I get a store back up, some of these images will go on there if no one picks them up and claims them. Otherwise, if you like more content or if you like seeing videos like this, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell if you do so choose. Alright? Have a good day and a great rest of your week. Happy holidays.